Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the Goruck 16-liter Bullet Ruck, which is a newer addition to their line. The Bullet Ruck has long been one of their most popular bags. It's a really solid, compact, everyday carry bag, very versatile. But one of the biggest changes on this version in particular is that it actually has a dedicated laptop sleeve like they have on their GR1 and GR2 rucksacks. So I was very excited to see this change, as I'd always really liked the form factor of this bag and the size, particularly when you're carrying a little bit less on your day-to-day. I really enjoyed testing out the Kaiden Bullet a little while back, but having that dedicated laptop sleeve definitely intrigued me. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about my experience using this over the past couple of weeks. I'll show you how I've loaded it out, walk through all the features, and I'll also talk about how it compares to some of the other similar bags that are currently on the market. Before jumping into the video, I want to thank the company for sending the bag for me to test out. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel, we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing, as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the outside of the bag, I really like the overall aesthetic. This definitely has, kind of that classic Goruck feel. It's a little bit tactical. It's got the MOLLE webbing on the front. Looks like a smaller version of the GR1 that I've been using for many years. Goruck now has a few different versions of the Bullet Ruck. They have their Heritage editions, there's the Kaiden editions. We looked at the X-Pack edition a little while back. That's not easily available, but it's good to see that they're adding a lot of variety. As far as the aesthetics in this form factor, for me, this is still one of the ones that I kind of gravitate to the most. I like the balance of the functionality provided by the webbing without it being so overwhelming. So it's still something that feels really versatile. Like I could, take it into the office, I could walk around the city with it, go into the outdoors, or even use this for traveling. As far as the materials, like the other Goruck bags that we featured on the channel, this feels very solidly built. I was excited to finally have a chance to try out one of their bags in 500D Cordura. I've typically used their 1000D rucks, or I tried out the Heritage in the wax canvas. Both felt great. The 1000D in particular, as rugged as it feels, it did always have a little bit of a break-in period. The bag felt kind of stiff, for a long time until I really broke it in. So I was excited that 500D is a little softer, kind of broken in right out of the box, feels a little bit lighter without sacrificing durability. I've used a lot of other bags in 500D and I've never had any issues. So really like the switch here, and it works well as far as the fabric. While being durable, and the fact that it's broken in, it just kind of molds around all the items in the compartment, gives you a little bit more flexibility on the front quick access pocket, as we'll take a look at later in the video. So good overall. Still feels like it's going to offer a decent amount of weather resistance, not waterproof. Goruck says their bags are rainproof. So far haven't had any issues with that. And then you also have, the really durable YKK zippers all throughout. Continuing along the outside of the bag, you have a really nice handle at the top. This is an area where Goruck always does great with their bags, so it's awesome for picking the bag up, even when it's packed out with a lot of weight. If you're using it for rucking, they do a lot of workouts with rucksacks, at the Goruck event, so it feels like this is going to hold up super well. And then, as we've seen with other Goruck bags, no external water bottle pockets or anything like that. You do have the rows of MOLLE webbing on the front, which you can combine with some of their field pockets, other MOLLE compatible pouches, or you can just use it to clip accessories on with a carabiner. So I really like the versatility that this adds. One thing to note about the Bullet Ruck in particular is that you don't have any MOLLE on the side, so you wouldn't be able to add a water bottle pocket as I've done in the past with the GR1 with the webbing that's included there. So just something to call out. As far as the capacity, as the name states, this comes in at about 16 liters, so it's going to be maybe a little bit bigger than the typical Bullet Ruck. I think some of that volume also goes to the laptop compartment. In general, I've always been really impressed with how much these bags can hold, given how compact they are. I was able to easily hold all the items that I normally like to carry with me. It didn't feel like I was, having to make any trade-offs. And then I like how slim the bag, stays even when it's fully packed out. It really hugs my back nicely, making it very easy to navigate crowded areas, jump onto public transit, and also carry on to pretty much any domestic or international airline. Taking a look at the straps and back panel, so far the bag has been really comfortable to wear. This has been one of the more comfortable Goruck bags that I've used right out of the box. The straps offer, the padding that we've come to expect from Goruck's bags, so it's really thick, rugged on the inside. I like the switch to, I don't know if this is 500D, but it feels a little bit softer and less abrasive than the 1000D. Still not a super breathable material, but it just feels a little bit easier on the shoulders and your clothes. The straps have a pretty good width to help prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders when it's a little bit more packed out. You also have webbing along the straps to allow you to attach, additional accessories or to pair with a sternum strap. It's not included with the bag, but Goruck sells sternum straps on their site. There's also probably other third-party options or, creative ways to kind of make your own sternum strap. For me, I actually found myself wanting one with this bag. Typically, I don't really need them with the other rucksacks that I've used, but for some reason, maybe with the change to the material, it did feel like these straps would tend to slide a little bit, and I felt like I really wanted to have that little bit of extra support that the sternum strap provides. Regardless, the straps have felt pretty comfortable. Taking a look at the back paneling, this has also felt really great. It's got the same padding that we've seen on other Goruck bags, same kind of softer fabric on the back that I mentioned on the strap, so not as breathable as a mesh or anything like that, but still just less abrasive. And then one of the interesting things about this version of the Bullet Ruck is that you have some improved lumbar support, some really kind of beefy padding on the bottom that comes up a little bit more. So that has felt great. It does feel a little bit more comfortable. You can feel the difference. And then although this is not going to be the most breathable back panel in general, it does have some slight air channels here to provide you with a little bit of ventilation while you're walking around. Jumping into the organizational options, the layout here is going to feel very familiar if you've seen some of my GR1 videos. So on the front, you have the slanted quick access pocket that is on many of Goruck's bags. This sort of gets a bad rap sometimes because it's a little bit slimmer, so when the main compartment is packed out, it can be really tough to use it. It's also a deep compartment that doesn't have internal organization, so stuff can kind of tend to slide around. It's a great compartment to pair with a pouch like the Goruck Wire Dop, which is a little bit slimmer and can be used to organize the compartment. I did find with the 500D fabric, because it has a little bit more give, I was able to use this to hold quite a bit of stuff, more than I was expecting, especially with how packed out I have the main area. So diving into the items that I have here, even some slightly bulkier ones, I have a little Band-Aid tin with ointment, and then I have a deck of playing cards. I tossed in a notebook here. I think I have a field notes down at the bottom. And then even a little bit lower down, I have my Apple Magic Mouse. This is why it'd be good to have a pouch instead of pulling everything out individually, but I just wanted to showcase how much it could actually hold. And then this is a compartment that I always like using when I'm carrying a tablet as well, as it's a slimmer item that I reach in and grab a lot during the day, so that fits in there comfortably. But beyond that, that's all I have in there. Comes up a decent amount, and again, definitely a little more usable in my opinion with the 500D. The next area we're going to be taking a look at is the laptop compartment, which is probably the feature that's going to be most interesting for anybody that's looking at this bag, as it is the newest kind of addition to the Bullet Ruck line. Like other Goruck rucksacks that have a laptop sleeve, it's on the back, kind of underneath the strap. So the zipper is always interesting on these bags. It does feel kind of protected here, a little bit harder to access, which can also be a little bit inconvenient sometimes if you're trying to get at your laptop quickly. You kind of have to move the straps out of the way. I've gotten used to it as I've used so many of these bags over the years, so just something to mention. But very easy access to your device, the same type of padding that we've seen in their other laptop compartments. So they're well known for their bomb-proof laptop compartments. So nice amount of padding. It's got a false bottom, so if you place your device down a little bit harder, it's going to be protected from drops. This easily holds a 13-inch MacBook. I think you could probably hold a 14-inch, maybe a 15-inch laptop. On the site, they don't really rate this as a 15-inch bag, so I think that might be pushing it. It would probably be pressing up against the zipper of the compartment. So if you have a larger laptop, it would probably be good to take a look at the GR1 or one of their larger rucksacks. But for a 13-inch laptop, for a tablet, or maybe even a 14-inch, this is going to work pretty comfortably. You can get your device out, and then on the inside, same layout to what we've seen on other bags, so no sort of fleece lining or anything like that. I believe some people use the ruck plates in these compartments sometimes, just to keep it separate from everything that's on the inside of the bag. You do also have the ability to add or remove a frame sheet. They include a rigid plastic frame sheet with the bag. I actually ended up taking it out just to see what it would be like to use it without that, and also to help make the bag maybe a little bit more packable. I'll talk more about that particular aspect of the bag later in the video. One thing I'll note is that it's really, really hard to get it out. It's really, really hard to put it back in. So really think about if you want to keep the frame sheet in or out before you do so. I know there's probably tutorial videos to help get it in and out easier, but it's not easy. It took quite a bit of effort. But in general, the laptop compartment here works exactly as I would have expected it to. You know, no real surprises here if you've used other Goruck bags. Just excellent that it's separate, that it's included, and then it's going to keep your device safe while you're running around your day-to-day. Before moving into the main area, one thing I wanted to call out is that this bag does not have the top quick access pocket that we've seen in some of Goruck's newer bags. This was on the Heritage GR1. It was also on the Kaiden Bullet that I featured a while back, but this does not have that. So I was a little bit sad to see. The reason for that being probably that there is a hydration pass-through that we'll take a closer look at in the main compartment that kind of goes through here, so don't think you can have both. But I don't normally use these bags as much with a hydration bladder, so kind of wish that that had been included. I don't know if that's a SCARS mod that can be done, but just something I wanted to call out in case that's something you were excited to see in the Bullet Ruck. Moving into the main compartment, this has a full clamshell style opening, which I'm always a big fan of. So the zippers go all the way down to allow you to pack this out easily. You can just lay it flat, easily grab whatever you need. And it always feels like with this style of bag, you can pack out more than you would think for the size, especially with this one that has a really simple layout overall. I was able to fit a lot of bulkier items. So diving in, what I have here at the top, I have my Beat Studio wireless headphones, and then I have a few other accessories that I typically have. So my drone, a packable rain jacket, I have a Goruck shadow pocket with some bulkier items that I sometimes have with me. I have the Evergood Civic Access pouch, which is one of my go-to for remote work, and then I also have my Levitate portable standing desk. Now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. Not a whole lot going on. You do have a slip pocket on the back of the bag, which is going to be a good spot to hold a hydration bladder, maybe a ruck plate. It's not quite as rugged as the internal pocket on something like the GR1. It doesn't have that same elasticity, but still good to provide some separation. Might also be a good spot for a notebook. And at the top, you have a ring that might be a good spot to kind of pass the nozzle through. And then on the inside, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, you have a slot for that nozzle to come through near the handle if you want to use this to stay hydrated on a ruck or a hike. And then with this simpler layout, if you're a lighter packer, you could use this for minimal travel. I was able to place in a packing cube, a DOP kit, an extra pair of shoes, and then it would work really well for a weekend trip. And then on the flap of the main compartment, you have two zippered pockets. On the bottom, you have the larger mesh zipper compartment, so you can see what's on the inside. It's got a pretty decent amount of space, even for larger items that you might need to store. So at the moment, what I currently have here is I have my GoPro camera, and then I have a little manicure set that I always like to have with me while I'm on the go. And I also have the Tom Ben Ghost Wool pouch that has some tech and EC items that I don't want floating around. So really nice, simple compartment there. And then on top of that, you have what is probably gonna be my quick access pocket for the most part. So since it's at the top, it's pretty easy to access when you don't have the bag open fully clamshell, and it has a pretty decent volume. I've always loved this pocket on the GR1. It's not mesh, so you can't see on the inside, but it still has enough volume to hold some larger items. Currently what I have in here is my sunglasses with their case. And then I have a charging cable for my phone, my tablet, and then I also have my Apple AirPods. So really versatile compartment. Love the layout of this main area. I've always loved it on other Goruck bags, so glad that it's pretty much the same here. And then one of the coolest things about the Bullet Rucks that Goruck has always kind of promoted is that they can work as a packable day bag inside of their GR2 rucksack. So if you're traveling with one bag, when you get to your destination, you don't always want to walk around with a huge backpack. So it's great to have something like this that you can place on the inside. The Kaiden Bullet worked very well in that aspect. I was curious to see if this edition would still work, given that it has the laptop compartment and a little bit of additional padding on the back. But as you can see, when it's emptier, it still gets really flat. And I was able to easily pack it into the GR2 40-liter edition. That is a larger bag, so plenty of space there, no issues. But I also think that this would definitely pack into a 35, a 38-liter bag. So most of the bags that you would be traveling with for a little bit longer, they're still carry-on compliant. I think this is going to fit very comfortably in at the top. And then when you get to your destination, you can take it out, and you have a really rugged, comfortable, versatile pack that you're gonna be able to use for any activity on your trip. So really just a great job overall with the 16-liter Bullet Ruck. It has all of the things that I typically love in Goruck bags, along with the addition of the laptop compartment. Great improvement, and if you're looking for a compact and durable EDC bag, this is gonna be a really great option to check out. And so to wrap up, it's been a great experience testing out the 16-liter Bullet Ruck over the past couple of weeks. You can currently purchase this on Goruck's site for about $175, which is definitely a bit of an investment, but it feels like a pretty reasonable price, especially by Goruck standards, considering the features and the build quality that it has to offer. It's great that it comes in at under $200 and is also going to compare well to other similar bags in this price range. And so as I was testing this out, the first bags that this made me think of were some of Goruck's other rucksacks, the GR1 primarily, which I've been a big fan of in the 21-liter size for many years now. It's one of my favorite and go-to everyday carry bags. I've used the regular kind of all black and Molly edition of that bag for a few years, but this year I also started to test out the Heritage GR1, which I have become a big fan of. Both of those are going to be great alternative to this if you need a little bit of extra space. This, they have the same style laptop compartment that's going to be able to hold maybe a larger laptop, but very similar organizational layout. One of the benefits of the Heritage in particular is that it does have that top quick access pocket. As I mentioned during the video, this one does not have it. So if you like that sort of a layout, or you're looking for more of a minimal or kind of classic aesthetic, the Heritage one is going to be the way to go. And if you love this bag but just need a little bit more space, then the 21-liter is still going to be a fantastic option to consider as well. The next bag this made me think of is the Evergood CHZ22. We recently looked at the updated version of that bag, which has an improved, more breathable back panel, a new fabric. It also has an additional zipper compartment that wasn't on the previous edition. And in general, it's a really solid, compact, everyday carry bag. It's gonna be a little bit bigger than this at 22 liters, and it can really hold a lot for those 22 liters. It has a padded laptop sleeve on the inside. It's not a separate laptop sleeve, so it's not quite as convenient to use as the one on this Bullet Ruck, but it's still well padded. It's suspended. You have some nice quick access pockets with dedicated volume. The harness system on that is really, really comfortable. I've been very impressed as I've used it more and more. Definitely gonna be more breathable than the harness system on this one. Also, the contouring on the straps just hugs you really, really, really well. So it's one of the most comfortable bags that I've used. The ballistic nylon that they're using also offers a nice amount of weather resistance. It's easy to clean, so just a really rugged, versatile bag. It has the external water bottle pockets. That's probably one of the biggest differentiators. So if you're looking for a bag with those type of pockets and you don't really care about having a dedicated laptop sleeve as much, then that's gonna be a great option to take a look at. Another bag this made me think of is the Air City Pack, which is a really compact, tech-focused bag. Comes in at about 14 liters, but it can really hold an impressive amount for those 14 liters. Lots of organizational options for all of your accessories, a well-padded and suspended laptop sleeve. It has a really comfortable harness system, kind of similar to the Evergood's harness system, but I find it to be a little bit more breathable and just more kind of the style that I like out of a bag. It's a top-loading bag. I really like the minimal and kind of modern, sleek aesthetic of Air's bag. So if you're looking for something that's in this size range that's gonna be maybe a little bit better for an office setting, or just got a little bit more of a techie vibe, and that's gonna be an awesome option to consider. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the Tombin Scenic 22, which is another really solid, versatile bag. At 22 liters, it's gonna be a little bit bigger than this, but it's still got a pretty compact form factor. The Scenic edition of that bag has a clamshell style opening, and it's got an excellent organizational layout. The Scenic and Synapse bags have always had a layout that I'm very impressed with just how useful it is. You can also configure the bag with the ecosystem of accessories that Tombin provides. The Scenic 22 also has a laptop sleeve that's in the main compartment. It's not separate like this bag. I also don't think that compartment is quite as well padded or suspended as the compartment on the Bullet Ruck, but it does provide some separation and padding for your device. You can also get the Synapse 19, which is very similar to the Scenic. It doesn't have the clamshell style opening or the laptop compartment, but it's still, a very compact, durable bag, super versatile. Many people use them for minimal travel. They are a little bit pricier, especially the Scenic 22. But if you're looking for, a really versatile bag that's gonna hold up well, offer a lot of features, and you have a little bit of a higher budget, then that's gonna be a good option to take a look at. With that being said, the 16-liter Bullet Ruck holds up really well against all those options, and if you're looking for a durable and versatile bag that can work for everyday carrier, that can even be packed away into a larger travel bag, then I definitely recommend you check this one out. And I'm curious to hear what you all think of the updates that were made to this version of the Bullet Ruck, and also how it compares to some of the other popular EDC bags that are currently on the market. And if there's any similar options that you think I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank the company again for sending the bag for me to test out, and to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.